Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing okay. Today's video, we are back on the new build plot that we last featured. I think it was three or 4 weeks ago on the channel. I kind of want to get these videos progressed a little bit now because the job's moving on and the videos are getting left behind. And I kind of want to show this job through all the stages. We've done the underfloor. I want to show the first fix, the second fix, the boilers, the cylinders, so you kind of get an idea of everything what goes on. So yeah, this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, to be honest. I've been super busy these last couple of weeks. I've been doing longer hours, so I've had less time to edit videos, and I've also started on the soapbox car as well, so last weekend was kind of taken up on that, which I'm going to show you that build as well. I know it's not plumbing related, but I know a few people wanted to see that from last year. So yeah, hopefully we enjoy this one. As I say, we'll have a little bit of a catch up on the end, and yeah, we'll see you straight on the job. This is what I like, nice clear instructions. So the pipes for this tower rail need to be bought 425 apart. So these are the ones we're having. These are antique brass. They do look really nice actually. But all I need to know is, you know, the widths of the pipes. I just need stuff to look perfect when it's done. So I think they're having them valves as well. But yeah, they should look lovely. 22.5 is centre. $212. 425. I think a lot of my work on this job is the first fix, getting everything brought out in the right place. Sorry, got toggle in the way. I need to make sure it's bang on. I'd sooner spend an extra, I don't know, day. I don't care how long it takes. It just has to be right. Because if the pipes are in the wrong place when I come back after it's all plastered and everything, it's just going to look a mess, and I won't be happy with the job. And I won't leave it if I'm not happy with it. And what I am going to do this time as well is put mattresses in for my tower rail to hang on, because I'm not. I'll just do it myself, because then I know it's been done. Too hot, that quick fire gas lamp, really. I do have my Superfire, but it's in the other van, so say I haven't got my van at the minute because it's broken down. So yeah, I just make do what I've got. You can still do the job, like, and it still ends up all right. You just got to control your flame. You can't control your flame with it. It's either so there's no like dial on it, so it is what it is. Bang on, it's bang on. It should be 425. 425. I've just ran that vent pipe up to the roof, so this one picks up this bathroom here. So there's a T down there. I've put my connections down there as well, ready to pick up for my wastes. There's this tile vent on the roof, so we can connect that up at any time, but my solar pipe's going to drop down there. My panels are up on the roof. This vent here, well, this one needs to be on a Durgo. It's not actually shown on the drawing, but I'm not doing it not on a Durgo because I think it's too far a run. It's just going to cause us problems. But what we can do is I can get one of them wire connections. They're going to alter that joist, so I can run that in. And then there's that other roof space that comes up down there, so I can drill through that wall and put my Durgo. I can even make it a full stack connection if I want. If I don't put that on a Durgo, if I don't get air into that drain, I'm just going to have problems. I know I am. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. What might happen if you don't get enough air in your drain, it can start pulling traps and stuff like that. So that's our full vent. That one will be a Durgo, and we can even pop a Durgo on the downstairs toilet as well, but you probably won't need it. But yeah, that's how I'm going to do that. What else have I got left to do? I'm going to go downstairs, have a look at my cloakroom. I've done as much as I can in these bathrooms now until I get my units and stuff worked out. All the tower rail pipes out, shower pipes brought out, tower rails done over there. I've still got my waste to run, but I can't do this one until I get that joist done. Hot and colds are down there for the bath tap, so once we get the bath tap we can cut that floor up. Again, my waste is literally there for it. I suppose I could run that waste in for that basin because I can jig it around in the studding. But again, I can't really connect it onto the saw pipe because the saw pipe I can't put in yet. So I'm going to go down and have a look, work out what's going on in the downstairs cloakroom. I've got the dims for the basin. It's a 2-tapper one, so I need to get it dead right with my hot, cold and my waste and everything. So we'll go down and do that. And then I'll work out the sizes for the radiators tonight. I've got the Mr. Heat, whatever it is app, Mr. Combi Mate is it, so I can do my flow temperature. You can set your flow temperature on that one, which is good. And the radiators that they've picked, they're the column ones, so the one in the book we're actually at a 55-degree flow temperature anyway, which is what we're going to aim for on this. So I can size them up, and then we can, when we come back, I'm not actually here for like a week now after today, but I can basically, all I need to do, my pipes are down there, we just need to chop into this block work and bring the pipes out above the skirting board. We just allowing for the pipe shrouds as well, so that everything looks like it's floating and it's perfect. I'm just spending a little bit longer on this first fix than I probably normally would. I just want it to be perfect. Well, I want every job to be perfect, but I hate to see stuff not right and then I'll end up having to chop it out after. It just caused me a problem. I'm sooner spend another 6 hours, say, making sure everything's bang on, making sure there's no leaks, everything's tested, because the majority of my work is on the first fix. So yeah, it just needs to be right. We'll go downstairs in the cloakroom, and then we've got a bit to do in there, and then we're pretty much done as much as we can for the time being. This is always a job to tell when you're setting anything like this up, because this needs to look right, but without the stuff it is difficult. We've got the technical drawing for it up on our phone. So this is the basin that they're having, that cloakroom basin there, but my pipe needs to come in sort of that zone. I don't know if the camera's focusing, but it basically needs to come out there. The waste we can sort of work out because we've got the dimensions of the basin. The pipes need to be 392 apart, which is what we've got, that one and that one. Our waste needs to be there because we've got the total height of the basin is 265, so I've allowed a little bit, and then for the trap, so we imagine we've got the little waste fitting out the bottom, you know, the plug and chain or the click clack, so the waste needs to go out there. They're adjustable anyway. I just want to try and hide my pipework, so it needs to fall sort of within there, so we need to come out sort of bend, straight tap connector, and then straight into the wall, you see, but it's just they don't give you a measurement. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come about, I don't know, it's hard to tell. If I go halfway down the base, 130 from the top, I don't think we're going to be far off. There, and then away to there. I think that's what we're going to do. And then if it's wrong, it's wrong. But it was a group decision. I blame you guys. Group decision. That's where it's going. It won't be far out. It won't be far out. And I don't think you'll see marker pens gone flat. I need to sharpen it with my knife. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to go cold, hot, waste. We're going to get them chopped in now. But you've never seen anybody sharpen a marker pen before here. Look at that, look. Really use the life on it. It'll probably leak now, but it'll be right. I suppose I could have just clipped some 10mm plastic down here and it'd have done the same job, but I don't know. Oh friend, why you so shy? Ain't like you don't back. Need a little bit. I have to put a nail on there. It's probably old. It'll probably drop off, but it might hold. We'll bang one in. Do you reckon it'll fall off, or do you reckon it'll hold? We'll soon find out, won't we? Oh, it's not bad, you know. It's not bad at all. Not bad, honestly. I'm not going to worry about it. It's a bit nuts. Where we want to be. They're set up to the drawing, 392 apart, dead level, and I think, well, to me it looks about right. If I need to lift the basin up 10mm just to get it so it, you know, works my tap, that's so be it. But the waist is adjustable. Just got to chop this in all the way around there now, which is going to be fun, and then set that toilet cold feed up, and then that's this room in June. Then I'm probably going to get is it McAlpine that make them chrome to solvent adapters? I'll have to pick up some of them. They do it's not McAlpine, I can't remember who makes them, but they do a straight one which are perfect if you're in a stud wall. Because that's in a because that's in a block wall, I'm going to have to get one of them elbow ones, but I'll sort it. I don't like using you can use the mechanical ones to bring chrome pipe out, but I'd sooner use one of them solvent. I'd sooner not have the mechanical joint in the wall. But if that's all I can get, that's what it'll have to be. I probably can get some, I think you can order the angled one, so I'll try and get some of them, and then we can just glue that on and then bring that pipe straight out, which would be perfect. So feel sorry for me for the next 10 minutes while we're chopping this pipe in, but that's what we're going to have to do. One of my favourite jobs, chopping pipes in. No, seriously, I don't mind doing it, to be honest with you. I don't need to go much deeper than that because that's being dot and dabbed. As long as it's sort of flush with it, the plasterer will be able to get over to a certain extent. Well, it'll have to, won't it? If not, I'll have to come back and change it. But yeah, I don't want to go crazy deep with it. But that should be fine. We've just got to do that all the way around. We're on the edge of 1.25 inches, but I think it should be okay. What are we, 2 meters across there, metre there? Yeah, I don't think we're too bad. I think we'll get away. I can't really run 1.5 inches in, to be honest with you. But it's only a little hand wash basin. It'll be fine on 1.25 inches. Do what you can do, Thomas. We'll get over it. Super weep. Getting dark. We'll just leave it. I don't know, leave it here somewhere. I can always put a socket on it anyway, but get new glue. I don't know what the plan is in this corner. I mean, that soil pipe is a bit far in the room. I guess they couldn't get it any tighter because there must be a beam there. Otherwise they'd have put it tight in that corner. But all I was going to do is put a Durgo in that corner. So that's just going to have to come up. I'll have to pick that up and then we'll have the Durgo above spillover height. The box is going to be slightly wider, but I guess there's nothing they could do. What we need to do, we'll concentrate on our bit, I guess, but we just need our toilet cold feed in. It shows it just on the right on the drawing, so I'll work out where centre is, and I think we'll just bring it out here somewhere. I've just been doing a few measurements, and we're not going to get the toilet centre because the cistern's going to hit on that box in. So I think what I would do with this is stud the lot out up to sort of Durgo height, and then put a false top, and then the cistern can sit in front of that box in then, and it just look aesthetically better rather than just having a nib of a boxing. I think I would just take it across the lot, but I'll have a word with the builder about that. I say mine's not, I just, you know, sort of do as I'm told, work to the drawing. But if the toilet's going to have to sit 50mm off centre, otherwise it's going to hit that box in. It's either that, yeah, I don't really know. I don't know, I'll have to have a think about it, but that's what I would do. I would just builder stud, Durgo. Cistern goes back to there. We bring our coal feed out, we bring the pan connector out, and then the toilet just goes straight back to there. That's how I would do it. This basin here, they sent that for the cloakroom on one of the other ones. It's absolutely huge. Very nice basin, it was just too big, but they didn't just send one, did they? No, they sent two. So we've got two of them basins. Heritage, the taps are here as well somewhere, the 3 tap hole ones. To be honest, the 3 tap hole ones were a pain to fit, but the taps in it. Yeah, they're the taps in it. Nice stuff, decent stuff. You couldn't have that in a cloakroom. We'll just get this bit connected in here. They're going to have to box this in this corner. We're going to have to put a Durgo on, and it needs to pick a Durgo up for it. I'm trying to get everything done so I'm not holding anything up, but there's still bits that I need to know, like but we can only work to the drain. I guess the drain's so far out in this corner because there's a beam in the corner. It's a block and beam floor, but I can't really 45 it back. It's not going to make any difference anyway. I'm still going to have to box it to the furthest point. I've got the wood burners to fit as well on this one, so there's 2 wood burners going in as well, but they're not too bad, is it? Because their chimneys are already built, so it's only a case of connecting. I'll show you when we do it, but there's a starter piece, and then you just go straight into your vitreous pipe coming off your log burner. It's not too bad. We'll have to get some ventilation in for these though, because it is new build, so we're going to need a minimum 4-inch hole, depending on the kilowatt of the wood burner. So we need to work that out as well. So again, there's 2 core holes to draw there. It's all little bits you don't even think about when you're doing it, or well, you do think about, but then you sort of forget. And you think, oh yeah, I've got them to do, and then I've got 6-inch core hole for the boiler to do, and then I've got the oil. Like, you know, it just all takes time, doesn't it? But we'll get there. Thank you so much for watching the episode. I do apologise that it's probably been a little bit shorter and a little bit bitty. It might not have been as interesting as some of the others. As I say, it's just a nice easy one for me to drop back onto and edit, and it gets this job pushed along in terms of the videos. And what I don't want to do is get loads of footage and then miss bits out, so you miss bits of the job. I'd sooner just show, even if it's not quite as interesting, show the whole stage. And I just kind of want to show you my thought process and everything. As I say, I have been building the soapbox, so I will show that video when we've got it finished and pushed along. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend. I will do my very best to get a video out for Monday, and we'll catch you then.